Hey guys, welcome back. It's Jack from CasinoIncomeAcademy.com. And it's been a little bit of a break here. So last week I was in New York on a trip for most of the week. And then when I got back, I had a lot of work to do over the weekend with our little secret project website tool that we're working on for the last couple of months, as well as a couple of other related projects. So we're back. We will ramp up, and we're going to have more videos coming as usual now that we're back in action. And a lot of interesting things going on. This seems like, it's funny, over the last few years, we'll have a period of time where everything is calm. And we'll be doing our normal YouTube videos and planning and testing things out for new releases and things like that. And then all of a sudden there's these points in time during the year where it is just incredible how much testing, how many new concepts, how much buzz and activity there is. Because all of a sudden something snaps into place that seems to be working so well, or using AI, we determine that there's kind of an interesting concept that we never saw before. So today I'm going to do a nice fun video. We're back on the Baccarat table. And as I tell you guys, I learned a long time ago that, for me, this is not an ego thing like it is for some people. I don't care where the concepts come from, where the ideas come from. It can come from a student. It can come from our own pro team of players. It could come from us having a spark of innovation and then figuring it out using AI. Or it could come from some other YouTuber, And a lot of times when we see something interesting on YouTube, it's kind of the germination or the little germ of an idea, and whatever they're showing, and I don't mean this in a negative way, isn't fully formed. Like, it's a concept that's like, wow, didn't think of that. But the way that it's currently being shown has terrible money management, or something is not quite there the way that we look at playing. Not the way that they look, but the way that we look. And this idea that I saw comes from the Roulette Master channel. And apparently he had worked with White Owl Roulette. And they came up with a concept. And they obviously, on the Roulette Master channel, they're strictly roulette. But I thought it was interesting because you guys know that for me, I get way more excited with a new money management concept than I do a new bet selection. Not that I'm not excited about a bet selection, but money management, as you guys and everybody that's listened to this channel over the last couple of years and taken part and bought some of the premium systems, if you don't have conservative, amazing money management, I don't care what your bet selection is. It doesn't matter. So this fascinated me. He called it 3-dog roulette. Well, you know that whatever works in roulette, most of the time can be transferred to the world of Baccarat. There hasn't been a lot of things in the last few months that I've seen out in the public world, that I've been that excited about or interested that maybe would transfer from roulette to Baccarat. Lately. This is a different story. So I'm going to show you what they did, and I'll put a link to the original video, and it's the second system on the video. He always does the new system as the second system. It was a little confusing, but I liked the thought process behind it. And Baccarat's different. We don't have multiple different even money bets. So I actually think it would be easier to do this for Baccarat. So let me see if I can do it without pulling up an Excel spreadsheet. And if we like what we're doing, I'll do a second video of it. So what I do when we test these strictly money management concepts to get a flow for it is I really don't care that much about the bet selection as much. I want to see how the money flow happens with the money management. So what we'll do is, I guess we'll do we'll do a follow. Well, actually, can we do that here? Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start by doing just follow the last. And then if we like what's going on, I'm going to do another video with a real bet selection, quote unquote. Okay? So we're going to start with follow the last. So let's just throw something out. Actually, this is what we're going to do. We're going to throw 3 of them out because we have to have 3 results. Okay, player. And that's because that's what this thing is based on, at least somewhat. So out of these 3, we have the majority is banker. So we're going to do player, right? We're going to do player. So this is what we're going to do. We'll do a $10 bet on player. Okay, it's a tie. Repeat it. Okay, loses. All right. So now for 3 shots, we're going to do the same thing. All right, we're going to do the same thing. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. We're not going to do the same thing. We're going to double up. Right, we're going to double up. So with their system, it's up to 3 doubles. Up to 3 doubles. And this is very different than from some of the other stuff. So we're going to stick with player. Okay. And we're going to double up to 20. So this is shot number 2. All right. So this would be our last shot, which is 30 on player. Okay, and it wins. We're back to break even. So since we're starting from the beginning, we're just going to stick with that situation, okay? And you'll see how this thing plays out. It's not the same as our faction 3. So if you're looking at this and saying, well, isn't that similar? No, of course not, because we don't double up every time. So let's take a look at the history like they did with the roulette. And let's look at the last 3. All right, so we know the last 3, and you can look at the bead road. So here's the last 3, 2 bankers and 1 player. So we're going to be on the player side again. So let's just look at it from that perspective. So we're going to stick with player. And because we're back to where we started, we're not going to do anything crazy. So you have to keep watching to see how this thing really flows. So we're going to be on player. All right. Again, it's a double up, at least for the beginning. And you'll understand. It's 3, we'll call this, he called it 3-dog roulette. We're going to call it 3-dog Baccarat. All right. Okay, it wins on the second one. And we are in profit for the session, right? If we are not in profit for the session, we go back to the base bet. Well, we go back to the last, whatever the bet was that we just made, and we go up by 10, right? So we're going to go back to the base. Now let's look again. This time it's 2 players, 1 banker. So we're going to switch to banker. All right. We're going to double. And we win. All right. We're in session high. So we're still not going to have to do that go up by 1 unit business. Okay? So we're going to just look again. So you still have not seen the second part of the deal. So now the last 3 dominating, right? We're just using domination, okay? 2 players, 1 banker. So we're going to still be on banker. Back to the base. Okay, double up. All right, we're still in session high. I mean, above the session, right? I mean, yeah, not session high. We're in profit for the session. Here we go again. Now we've got 2 bankers and 1 player. So we're going to go with the player this time. Now you still have not seen the full deal here, guys. All right, that's a win, right? When we have a win, we're almost up 4 units. 2 players, 1 banker. So now we're going to be on banker. As long as we're in where we want to be, let's put it that way, above where we started. Now you can make that if you want. If you're not at the session high, you can use the second rule, which we haven't done yet. Okay? I'm playing it conservative. If we're above where we started, I'm just going back to the base. Okay, we're on banker. All right, after a win, we look. We're on player now. It's the lowest amount out of the 3. So let's switch to player. All right, that's a loss. Double up. Okay, so we haven't hit that 3rd double yet, which is the most we're going to do, right? So this is just working as a basic situation at the moment. It's just doubling. You're not seeing the rest of it. So let's keep going, and I'm sure we're going to run into that situation where you see that this is not really a double up system. It's a double up for 3 shots. So here we go. We're going to be on player. Okay, that's a loss. Second one, which is the second level double. Now we're on the 3rd one, right? So now we're going to go up to 40. Right? Like that. Now, if we lose here, you'll get to see what happens. And we did. Okay, so let's just talk about it. If we lost there, there's no more doubling. Okay? We would reevaluate where we're at. Well, you know we'd be staying on the same thing. But instead of doubling on the next one, we would do the whatever we just bet plus a unit. Now, if we lost, then we're back in the doubling situation again. So again, you're willing to do 3 doubles, and if the third loss in a row happens, which basically means the opposite of whatever you're betting, right? So if we were on player and banker came up 3 times, that's the end of the doubling. We go back, we take whatever we just bet, and instead of doubling, the next bet is going to be that plus a unit. And if we win, we're going to stay there until we're back to where we need to be, which is either in profit or session high. That's up to you. He didn't say that, but I'm telling you that. That's up to you how aggressive and conservative you want to be. So we're up almost 7 units here right now, right? So let's keep going. We're going to look at player, right? We're going to bet player because we're just using domination of the last 3. That's all we need to do. What did I say? Player. Yeah, player. Okay, back to the base bet. It wins. All right? We don't have to double. We don't have to do anything now. Look at the last 3. Now it switches because the dominating is player. So now we're going to be on banker for our base bet. So far, so good, guys. Probably switches, right? Now we switch to player. We're looking at the last 3 right here. Look, if you want to look at it here, is it easier? 2 players, 1 banker. So the lowest is banker. So we're going to be on banker. And we're already up 9 units for this shoe. Okay, that's a loss. That means we double. This is level 2. We win. All right. So you know me playing conservative. I'm up almost 10 units. I'm not doing anything crazy. See, here we go. Let's just keep going so we get a little more of an idea. This shoe has not really given us much of the ability to have to go and do the single unit because we won the only time that we got to the level 3. So again, we're going to be on player. So let's just keep going. Player for 10. It's a tie, just repeat it. Another tie, repeat it. And this is the benefit of playing this versus roulette, of course, because we don't have the zeros or anything like that. Okay. We have a loss. So that's opposite number 1, basically, right? So we're going to do the double up. 20, or 2 units, basically. Okay, we won on the second one. So now we're up over 10 units, right? So again, we're winning by the third one, and that's just the way that this shoe is playing out. But if you didn't win on the, if that was the third, which it wasn't because it was only a 2-unit bet, 20. If that was the third and we lost, we would be at 40. So our next bet would only go up a unit to 50. So if you really think about it, and he never says this, Roulette Master, because maybe it would be confusing. What they're basically doing is it's a level 3 martingale, right? And then you're turning it into not really a ladder per se, but that's kind of what's going on here. All right? It's just a different way of analyzing and thinking about it. But I've shown you a long, long time ago hybrid martingales. This is kind of a hybrid martingale, right? When you really think about it. So here we go. 2 bankers, 1 player. We know we're using player. Now you guys know, again, I'll stop it here. You know in the game of Baccarat, I'm looking for 3 to 5 units and I quit the shoe usually. I'm doing this and continuing longer than I normally do, simply because I'm doing this as a demo. Now, this does slow things up, not as much as Faction 3 and the other stuff that we normally show you, but it certainly slows it up from something crazy. Not as much as what we do, but I thought it was interesting. So here we go. We slow things up a lot more than this, and you guys know that. So we're on level 2. Okay, so we've made it to level 3, which is the 40. And maybe now we may lose. And we'll see what happens. And we do lose. Okay, so that's the first time. So the next bet we make, there's no more doubling, right? So now we're only going to go up 1 unit, which would be $50. So let's take a look at the history. Yeah, we know we're still on player, obviously, right? So we're going to rebet and add 10. Okay, we win. Now, this is again where the common sense comes in. For me anyway, okay? I can look at this. I'm still up almost 9 units. Right? Now, they may say to you, well, let's do 1 more at the $50 level. Right? That's what a lot of people would say in their videos. Well, let's do 1 more to get back up above where we were, whatever, whatever. If you want to do 1 more at the $50 level, what you're saying is that I'm willing to then do a double up. Because if you lose at this $50 level, you're back in that first level double again. And if you think I'm going to do that, you're out of your mind, right? So what I'm saying to you is if you're up enough units here, which we are, and you won that 4th bet, because it was 3, it was a 10, it was a 20, it was a 40, we lost. We moved up, not with the double, but with the extra unit and won. I'm going right back to the base. You know me, guys. Here we go. It's still going to be a player bet based on the last 3. And we're going back to the base. Okay, it's a tie. Just redo it. All right. You're almost back to where you were, see? Look, now we're going to be on the banker side, because if you look at the last three, the lowest is banker, so you're going to be on banker. So you're going to be on banker. All right, we win. Take a look at it again. You're going to be on banker again. Look. Okay? So be on banker. All right, it's a tie. Repeat it. All right, you got a loss, right? So we're going to be staying on banker, but now we do the double up again because we had a loss. Level 2, right? We lost. We got to go to level 3. That's going to be the 40. Okay? And we have our win at level 3, and we're basically at our session high. Okay? So if we would have lost there at the $40 bet, again, where would we go? We would not do another double up. We would add a unit. One of our base units would be at 50. Okay? So this is, we'll call it 3-dog Baccarat since they called it 3-dog roulette. All right? Is this the holy grail money management? Absolutely not. Right? But I liked it. It's kind of a hybrid martingale. Kind of. Even though he didn't say that. Anything that does a double up, in my eyes, has some connection to a martingale. Right? That's just me saying that. You don't have to agree with me. But it's a stopped or a halted martingale because it only is 2 double ups from the base. And then what you're basically doing is the next bet is only going to be a unit increase. Okay. Oh, actually, you know what? Guys, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. If I would have lost at that next one, the 50, it's not a double up. I apologize. I misspoke. I think what you're doing, I think what you can do is do the 1 unit up, and you can do the 1 unit up on a loss. Well, you're not going to make all your money back by doing that. You're not going to make your money back by doing that. So you're going to stay, what you're going to do is stay at that level. You're probably going to stay at that 1 unit up level. And when you lose, you're going to go up by a unit. You're not going to do the double up at that point. I apologize. You're not going to do the double up at that point. But when you win on the 1 unit stuff, the 1 unit going up, if you win, you have to stay at that level to try to get back down. So I will put the video from Roulette Master, and you can see how he handles it. But the bottom line is, for the basic core rules, you're only going to go up 3 levels. You're going to have a $10 or whatever, a 20, and a 40. And at that point, you're not doubling anymore. The next bet is a 1 unit up from the base. So watch the original video. You can see how they handle it. But I thought it was really interesting. And I may do another video with this, maybe with another bet selection as well. So interesting stuff. Another little piece of your money management toolbox if it's something you like. This is not as good, in my opinion, as what we do with our customizable faction system. But it's reasonable, it's decent, and it's something to think about. And you guys should always have your eyes open like we do to see what other people are doing. So that's the deal. Check it out. And remember, you can pair this with whatever bet selection you want to pair it with. I did it with the dominating because it's really easy to do that with the least of the last 3. The least of the last 3. And we'll see you on the next video. And the next video, we're going to introduce some new things. And I'm going to tell you about an opportunity for people that were not alumni that are not alumni members when we used to do the lifetime membership. We don't do that anymore. But we had a system that people are still using like crazy. It's still one of my favorite concepts. And there's never been an opportunity for people to get it publicly. It's only been something that alumni members, the lifetime members, got. And we've been asked about it. So I decided to do this and finally make it available as a mini course from the website. And it's not going to be the full cost like we usually do of systems. It's going to be a lot less money. But you will be able to finally get your hands on it on Friday. For people that don't have this already, that weren't lifetime members. It can be used for Baccarat as well as roulette. It's called Even Money Cycler. And it's one of my favorite ways to play both of these. And it's based on probabilities. So it's data driven and it's probability based. And it's still one of my favorite ways to play Baccarat and roulette, by the way. So you're finally going to be able to get your hands on that if you were never a lifetime member for a greatly reduced price. With it's kind of a holiday special that I figured I would do this because people have been asking if I'm ever going to release that system. So I said, what the hell? So Friday, and we'll talk about it before it comes out. So that'll be available on Friday. Have a great day. Check out this and definitely check out the video where we got this concept from on our buddy, the Roulette Master channel. The link is in the description. The link to the website is in the description. If you are not signed up for our free Casino Confidential newsletter, you're out of your mind. We're doing all kinds of free stuff, discount codes, and lots of things that, shall we just say, the only people that are going to be able to beta test our major secret project that's going to be released soon will be people that are part of our community already. So we'll see you real soon. Take it easy, guys. Have a great day.